What's good, B-Sounds? It's your boy, Kit Raid. Today, we're breaking with tradition. I ain't bringing you cake for breakfast, and I ain't bringing you nothing that's got protein powder. I'm just bringing you a solid meal, a delicious meal that I eat frequently. It's high protein, it's low calorie, it's very delicious, and it's so delicious that I eat it both when I am cutting and when I am not cutting. That's how you know a recipe is good. When you don't just have it when you really need to have it. It's a Mexican chicken stew. It is super easy, super delicious. It freezes well. You can make it in bulk. This is a great meal prep meal. It's just banging, really. I thought I'd bring it to you because it's banging. Let's go. To be a Mexican and not a Mexican, you're gonna want chicken, peppers, an onion, some garlic, some chopped tomatoes, some red kidney beans, some chipotle paste, and then whatever else you got. I happen to have some carrots lying around, they gotta go. They're going in, literally whatever you want. I know a lot of people enjoy cooking, like they prep everything and then they cook everything. That's a terrible idea if you don't want to be cooking for ages. We're gonna sweat these onions out to get them extra delicious. If you're on a hard diet, all you're probably thinking about is eating, so let's make what we eat as delicious as possible by using the Maillard reaction to create delicious flavor compounds. But if we chop everything and then start, we're gonna have to stand around for bloody ages. So let's just chop the onion, get it going, and then we can chop everything else. Up here for dancing. Chopping board, sharp knife, an onion. I don't really care how you chop it, whatever makes you happy. Channel your inner ogre. All right, now you want one huge pot. It doesn't really have to be this huge. I'm just used to doing it in bulk. This is gonna serve 2 people, so if you're gonna do you for a week, you probably wanna do 3 times this, 4 times this. I don't know how much you eat. Dunk your head. Some sort of a low calorie cooking spray. Give it a, oh no. Ah, there we go. Pan on low, onions in. Stop! Kind of spread them out so they're touching as much of the bottom of the pan as possible. On that low heat, just let them go. 10 minutes probably. Peppers. There's a bajillion methods for dealing with peppers. I like this one. Chop the top and the bottom off. And then you got this long thing that you can, you know, when your peppers honked up, stick them somewhere. Roughly chop some garlic. I'm a bit of a fiend. I don't really think you can have too much garlic. So I'm gonna go for 5 cloves. Onions are gaily sweating away. I don't know what you know about cooking, so please forgive me if I'm preaching to the choir here. If you find a bit that's dodge on your garlic, just cut it off. Garlic is fine. It's always fine. When you see some browning around your onion, maybe give them a little shuffle. Yeah, it's starting to happen. Leave it on low, let it go. I happen to have some carrots, so I'm gonna put them in. I don't really think you need to peel carrots. However, I have never not peeled a carrot. They're a vegetable that I've only recently become okay with eating. I don't know. Gotta get it as clean as possible. Chop them up. They're going in at the same time as the peppers, so we'll stick them in the same pot. No, we won't. We'll chuck them around the kitchen. Smelling good. Just slow and long, man. It's boring, it takes time, it's worth it. It really is. I mean, you don't have to do it. If you just wanted to chop all this stuff up and stick it in the pan, bugger off, come back, and there'd be dinner, do that, that's cool. I'm right now happy to put that extra bit of effort in because I know it's gonna pay dividends in deliciousness. But if I didn't do it, if I was in a rush, it's still great, it's no worries. It's just a step lots of people skip. And you think, you're doing a recipe on YouTube. Why can't you cook? That's it, prep done, super easy. For red kidney beans, I haven't really found a difference between good or bad red kidney beans, like expensive or cheap. I have, however, seen a difference in spending money on tinned tomatoes. I find that cheap tinned tomatoes are super watery, they're not very strongly flavored, they're not very tomato-y. Not that I would eat a tomato, gross. But the expensive or more expensive, usually like the second cheapest one, is a mile better. More tomato and less just water. I watched the worst movie I've possibly ever seen. Bottom three. Jiu-Jitsu with Nicolas Cage. I have complaints. Very little actual jiu-jitsu. And I read a thing saying Nicolas Cage did 80% of his own stunts. Really? Did he now? Why does Nicolas Cage look so much like Tony Jaa in a wig? The sound design was terrible. The special effects, I've seen better special effects on YouTube videos. Terrible. It was so bad. I don't know how Nicolas Cage got involved. I'll put up with a lot of stuff for Nicolas Cage. He is great. I'm a big fan. Con Air, love that movie. Face Off, love that movie. Mandy, love that movie. He's great. And to be fair, he was pretty good at this. He did the Face Off thing, and I was like, oh, please don't. And it's got that guy who plays a bad guy in Die Another Day in it, the one with all the diamonds in his face. He says something like, I've got a license to kill, and I'll beat the living daylights out of you. Like, he does a couple of James Bond puns. You're like, oh, that hurts. That hurts so bad. Just really not good. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll show you what we've got going on in here. So now, before those onions actually start to burn, we're going to stick in our garlic. And you know what? We're going to stick in some tomato puree as well, because reasons. And you're going to give that maybe a minute just to cook out. A stock cube, half a pint of water goes in also. Back on the heat up, and then you're going to scrape the bottom of the pan and get that fond into your water. Now basically, chuck everything in. It's that simple. Chicken goes in, 600 grams. Peppers and, woo, carrots go in, a tin of chopped tomatoes, a tin of drained red kidney beans. Then, the thing that makes it good, the magic, Chipotle chili paste. If I was making double this, I'd stick just the whole jar in. I'm not making double this, so I'm going to try and put half the jar in. That looks good. Give it a whirlful. Now that is going to look pretty unappealing and smell pretty amazing. One of the best things about this is that you got options. Like, whatever you've got in, chuck it in. Sometimes I stick frozen broccoli in there if I'm starving to death and I just need more volume of food. Chicken-wise, today I only had chopped up chicken. If you want to put whole chicken breasts in this, cook it for like 30, 40 minutes and then shred it with 2 forks. That is so good. Once we've reached simmering speed, cover it, turn it down, leave it alone. See you in like 30, 40 minutes. Peace. It's been going about 40 minutes and it is good. You got options from here. I'm gonna let this go for hours because I got things on. You could eat it right now. If you think it's too runny, take the lid off, let it reduce. It's good now, it'll be good then. Things you could have with it. Let's start from lowest calorie to highest calorie. Cauliflower rice, basically no calories, a lot of volume. Great. If you wanted more carbs, I'd go couscous. Couscous is terrific because you can just whack it straight in there. You don't have to wait for it to thicken up. You stick the couscous in, the couscous sucks up all the flavor and the excess liquid and it's good. Then boiled potatoes. I used to be so against buying things in tins and now I'm not. It's already done all of the hard work for you and it's probably actually way fresher being farmed, being moved, getting here, sitting around in the kitchen, then I peel them, then I boil them, and then so that, and they only have to get hot. They're already done in the tin. And then with rice, man. Rice, number one, isn't it? High calorie, can eat a lot of rice. It's tasty. Rice, go rice. I'm probably gonna have couscous. I didn't even used to like couscous. I think I'd only ever had it on a school trip in France. Imagine the scummiest school, that's the one I went to, and they took us all on a very cheap excursion to France. And we were in this like work camp. Couscous was on offer. Escargot was on offer, which I had and sort of liked actually. Calamari. I thought it was onion rings. I was like, yeah, onion rings! But it was, in fact, just really overcooked calamari. Or undercooked, maybe, because calamari you either cook for 10 seconds or 10 hours. This was right in whatever the opposite of a sweet spot is. It was just rubber. Disgusting, disgusting rubber. So yeah, I had couscous there, and it was gross. No surprise. And I haven't liked it since. But then one day, I was like, you know what? Give couscous a chance. Give couscous a chance. So I did, and it was good. So good. You might be thinking, you are a nutter. Why have you cooked without using any spices? Not even salt? Not even salt and pepper? You crazy? Honestly, that Chipotle paste, you just whack that in, it comes out delicious. This doesn't need salt, this doesn't need pepper. It's not that I don't have a palate, it's just that it doesn't need it. That's about as thick as I'm gonna let it get. If I was eating it on its own, this is how I want it. I know it's gonna be hotter than the sun. It's hotter than the sun. Oh, but full poster. Oh, that's so good. It's a reasonable, edible temperature. Let's see how it is, as if I haven't eaten it a million times before. It's delicious. It's exactly what I want in an evening. It's filling because it's high protein. It's filling because it's high volume. It's tasty. You don't want to be on a diet eating stuff that isn't tasty. What's the point? Your diet's not going to go well if you're not enjoying your food. Really good. Really, really good. This is on my regular rotation for a reason. I think it's great. I hope you like it too. It's good. It's really good. Well, I can't wait to eat that for my next meal. It's delicious. Let's talk about the macros. So, assuming this is going to serve 2 people with no sides, if you're just having this raw, if you're just having this on its own, which I just did, is delicious. 600 calories. Come on. 42 grams of carb, 6 grams of fat, 85 grams of protein. Hallelujah! Sing it with me. 85 grams of protein. I'm gonna have this later with some couscous. I'll probably have 150 calories worth. Yes, I measure all things in calories. That's 50 grams dry weight, which turns into about 100 grams wet weight, which is 150 calories, whichever way you eat it. So that's 750 calories for a very large, very filling, very nutritious dinner. What's better than that, huh? Who's better than us? Nobody, that's who. Thanks for joining me. Hope you're doing good. I hope you enjoyed this one. Like I said, it's super simple. It's not groundbreaking, but it's a daily driver. It's a good meal that you can eat. It will fill you up. It will be nutritious. It will help you make them gains. But being well, you got to do that on your own.